Peace, love, and prosperity to you all. Hope you are having an awesome day so far. Thank you for joining us on What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. I have another awesome guest this week. My name is Shanrika. I am your host for What's Your Story. We come to you every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, so, stay tuned for Wednesdays to get your midweek awesomeness. Whether you're catching us on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you for taking the time out to join us. Uh, this is going to be a great episode this week. Because hard conversations heal nations, and that's what I say. It's always the hard things that we speak about that bring the value to our lives and help us to be able to become better and do better, and even see better. But What's Your Story is brought to you by Kids Love Money, which is an interactive workbook series that teaches children financial literacy one concept at a time. It is available at kidslovemoney.shop. So it is important that children know about money because it's something that we have to use, right? It's not like we can't get around it. So they need to know what it is and how to use it to their benefit, not to their detriment. So this is why the workbooks are important. Is a great resource for children ages 5 to 15. So be sure to check that out at kidslovemoney.shop. And also Say Something, which is an online e-commerce store where you will find the exclusive brand Gugoji, which is an acronym for Get Up, Get Out, and Get It. It was birthed out of the commitment to entrepreneurial spirits of elevation, initiation, and demonstration. And the whole premise behind it is that we learn it, we do it, and we teach it. Because I'm all about doing something to make someone else's life better, especially the babies or the young people, whether they're your babies or not. Still, they come behind us. And just like we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, they, should be able to stand on the shoulders of us who went before them, and not just stand on the shoulders and have a hard time, but stand on the shoulders of us, who came before them and make life easier for them. All right. So be sure to check out saysomething.company.site. Check out the Gugoji brand at saysomething.company.site. And also, every morning, right, you should have a ritual, or maybe you do have a ritual, but either way it goes, part of that ritual is drinking something, right? So whether it's water, whether it's tea, whether it's coffee, whether it's, something else, you're going to drink something, right? So why not do that with your favorite mug? So check out sipsomething.company.site where you can find your favorite mug. Also, you can get a custom mug made if it's something on there that you may, or something else that you may prefer. Reach out. They do custom mugs as well, but stay hydrated and motivated, because once you motivate yourself in the morning, that tends to lead to a better day for you. So be sure to check out sipsomething.company.site. And thank you all again for taking the time to join us, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it on the replay. Thank you. You are greatly appreciated, because you could be doing anything, be anywhere, etc., but you're spending your time or investing time with us. And I do hope you find it to be very valuable for you. Be sure to like the Say Something Facebook page. Also, my beautiful guest, who will be coming up in just a moment, be sure to follow her social media. You can also reach out to her on email, but it is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Stopping the Silence in Homes is the name of her organization. And also, like I said, on Facebook, IG, and TikTok, you can find that at Silence in Homes, or send her an email at silenceinhomes@gmail.com. But without further ado, I'm going to get ready to bring on my awesome guest. But first, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. So we will be right back with you guys. Hold tight. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And thank you again for joining us on What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. Again, my name is Shanrika. I am your host that brings you your midweek awesomeness every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another awesome guest, a great subject, one that has been taboo in the Black community or African community, or in our community, for a very long time, and it needs to be had. It needs to be had because that mentality of what happens in here stays in here. Now that's okay for Vegas, right? But it's not okay for your home, because things happen in the home, um, that are not okay, and that that need, people need assistance with, that they've been basically forbidden to get assistance for, because they have this mandate that says, don't tell anybody what happens in here. But anyway, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to bring on my beautiful guest and let her, you know, just educate you all, and and give you the good. I'm gonna say give you the good. Awesome day, beautiful lady. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. I'm honored to be here.
Thank
I'm
you, and
definitely
it's a
honored.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's an honor for me to have you here. I so much appreciate you taking the time out to share, your story, what you do, and all of that great stuff. Her name is Tousha, so I know
Mhm.
it's spelled like, it's spelled differently
I
than
blame
a
my
lot of
mama.
people may. Yeah, it's spelled differently, but it is Tasha. But I was actually thinking it was Tosha at first, because I know someone named Tosha, but
Yeah, all
your
through the
name looks more
school,
like Tosha
they
than
say
hers. But
Tousha, Tousha, and my mom like, no, it's Tasha. So
yeah, hey, it's okay. It's a beautiful name for a beautiful lady, and it's
thank
different because
you.
you are different. So it's perfectly okay. But
Mhm.
yeah, but just give you a little bit about what's your story. There was a saying back in the day that was like, when you met someone, it was like, okay, so what's your story? And the whole, thing, or the premise behind it, was to get someone to tell you, about themselves,
Yeah.
just enough for you to be curious, to want to know more about
Mhm.
them. So that's basically what we do on What's Your Story. We, give people a little sneak peek, into your awesomeness. And then that way, we provide the information, all of your contact and everything that you have going on. So that way they can support you, contact, connect with you, whatever it is, or use you as a resource, because you are a
Yeah.
valuable resource for this subject that we're about to speak about. But without further ado, I'm not going to take the floor. I'm going to let you have the floor to let the people know what's your story.
Oh, thank you. Well, hello everyone. My name is Tasha Peoples. I am a survivor of child sexual abuse. My biological father raped and molested me from the age of 6 to 17 years old. At the age of 17 was my first time talking about what I went through out loud. This
Mm-hmm.
broke me down, sent me to depression, and eventually led me to be an advocate for those that can't speak up.
Mm-hmm.
By being a victim, I am able to relate, like understand what they have been through. And now I'm 34 years old, and I have decided to stop the silence in homes through a movement to encourage children and teenagers and adults to speak up and talk freely about their experience. That is the first step to healing. My goal is to bring awareness on how to recognize the signs of sex, predators, what parents should pay attention to their children who may have or have not been exposed to molestation.
Mm-hmm.
My course will encourage other survivors to talk about their experience. Once we make it easier to recognize one behavior patterns, we can prevent another child from being violated. The more we talk about it in them, hopefully, eventually, we can end sexual abuse. My vision that I have is to get more people aware
Mm-hmm.
of child molestation. It's a science to how to recognize them, be able to talk freely about their experience, let them know someone is listening and will believe their story. That's important to know when suffering from childhood trauma, and that you
Mm-hmm.
have support. This is the main reason I was able to tell everyone, but didn't think anyone would believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I want other survivors to know that I know and I understand and I believe them. And I look forward to partnering with VERS groups that assist with healing, therapy, and ongoing treatment if necessary for the victims. And I am their voice. So my goal is to get it, you know, get it out there to the world, to get a lot of people to just speak their heart, to speak their mind, um, and let them know that we believe them. Like we there for you. I've been there. I experienced it. It's definitely was a really tough road for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I want to like really just get that out because as adults, like me, it's so many adults that going through it now. As when they was going through as kids,
Mm-hmm.
that went through it, the abuse or sexual abuse. Um, there's adults now that's going through suicidal thoughts or suicidal,
Right.
drugs, or just out
Having a
there.
hard time
Tousha,
with life.
yes, a hard time with life. And I came across people that mentioned me about their stories and stuff and what they're going through now. And it's sad. And it's not just women's, it's men's and women's that's going through
Yes.
sexual abuse as a child when they was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really strongly an advocate for children and teenagers, but I'm also an advocate to help the adults too that went through the trauma.
Right. Because a lot of times, when we go through trauma,
Mhm.
we still experience that, and we're still at that age
Yes,
mentally where we experience that. So, like you said, adults now, they're maybe suicidal, or have
yes,
tried to commit suicide, or depressed, whatever the case may be, having a hard time with life. you know
exactly.
um they haven't had the opportunity to speak about it, or maybe they did and they weren't believed. Like you said, they didn't have that support. So I
Yeah,
mean, I feel like that's important too. A lot of times, we don't want to speak about it because we feel like we're the only ones that
exactly.
went through
And I
it.
and I felt that way. Like when I was like young, I was just like this thinking like, man, I'm just the only one like that's going through this with my biological father, and it's like I be, when I go to like events or schools and I see parents come to
Hmm.
kids' school and I just be thinking like, is is it, do they got secrets? And
Yes.
I'd be thinking like I'm alone, nobody don't know because I kept quiet.
Hmm.
Like I never speaked out. And so I always kept to myself, but random thoughts would just hit my head and be thinking like I'm the only one that's going through it and stuff. But I never knew like since I since I speak out
Hmm.
that others was just like me. They're going
Hmm.
through it, and I'm just like wow. And I'm glad I'm speaking out about it because I can relate,
Yes.
and that's the reason why I'm building my course
Hmm.
to teach people uh, the signs. They need to know the signs of
Oh yeah.
sexual abuse because in my family, or if my family did know, they had doubts. They couldn't like really just, you know what? Let me go find out. Is he messing with my nieces or if he messing with my grandbabies or blah blah blah?
Right.
Like nobody never stepped up because
Hmm.
they were scared. They didn't know the signs or they didn't take it. And even just friends and family. So that's the reason why I'm building the course. Like if you know people that's going through it and you see the signs, like you just got in your gut, go with it, find
Hmm.
out because you never know. You never know that child will open up to you if you really talk to that child or that teenager. So it's really important to know um, about it. And I tell people it's like from bottom of my heart, like my goal is to get millions of people to speak out because I hate to say it, it's a lot,
Yeah.
you know. But a lot of people keep it in the hush hush, and you got people like I'm gonna just keep it on the rug, or you have uh, single moms that have
Mhm.
boyfriends and stuff, or stepdads, and they have daughters or sons, because,
Yeah,
like I said, it goes
in
both
both
ways.
ways. Yeah.
And child will come to the mom like, "Mom, boyfriend messing with me. I wasn't comfortable. I was very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to believe it." Or she does, or he does, they take actions and stuff. So, but some parents don't, because you also got those that's the reason why I hear from adults, I hear stories too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't have connection with their mom or dad because they didn't believe them when they
Mm.
came to them. And that's
Yeah.
what's sad, because it's like, first thing, your kids look at you as heroes.
Hmm. Right.
You are the hero since day one when they was born.
Yes.
You're supposed to protect them
Yeah.
and stuff. So, and that's how I feel in my heart and everything. Like, what happened to me, you know, my dad's supposed to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be my hero, but he wasn't and stuff. So, and that's the reason why I take this to heart, very to heart. And what I went through, I know as a child, right now, as we speaking, is going through the trauma right now.
Oh
And
yeah.
we need to put a stop to it.
Oh yeah.
We need to prevent it from happening. And we need people to speak out. We need people to stop ignoring the signs and get to it, and to get this child, a children, a teenagers help.
Yeah.
So that's my share.
Absolutely. And I think too, just kind of going back to, when say that a child does speak out about it, and maybe the parent, doesn't believe them, or maybe they do believe them, but it's a trigger for them because
Yes.
maybe they went through the same things. So they don't want to deal with what they went through because they still haven't dealt with it, or maybe they told their parents and the parent didn't believe, or whatever the case may be, but either way they haven't healed from it, so it's a trick, and that's why they just kind of like maybe brush it under the rug, or say, oh, you're lying, even though deep down they know, or they may
Yeah.
even know. um
And sometimes they need healing themselves, but at the same time and everything, like, even though you went through that, would you want to ignore your child for going through the same thing what you're going through? Like, it's like,
well,
I
they don't
know.
know how to help them. That's
Yeah.
that helpless, I guess, baby mentality. I don't know, just kind of trying to playing devil's advocate, just trying to see it from both
Yeah.
sides, because it is really, it's
It's crazy, but at the same time, it's like, because I'm more stricter. Like,
mm-hmm,
just me personally,
mm-hmm,
because I know I can't say for others and stuff, but me,
mm-hmm.
because what I went through, I am more stricter for my kids. I tell my son, if anybody touched you, you let me know. You let mommy know, you let daddy know, or if somebody that's in the family, you let us know. If you can't come to the family, you go to the school. If you have every right, permission, go to
Mm-hmm.
the school, talk to the teacher, counselor, principal. If
Whoever.
something is not right at home, you let them know.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay,
Yeah.
because I'd rather you be safe than be harmed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
what made me speak out finally when I was like 17 years old, when I went to the school, and it was because of the boyfriend I really liked, and it was like an incident of him, my dad, and him was going at it.
Mm.
So, and then the next day and stuff, he almost wanted to break up with me, but at the same time, he knew something was up.
Yeah.
Like, he knew something was wrong. So I told him, and I was like, "Look, my dad been messing with me." And he grabbed my hand, and even though it was like everything almost lifted, but I was like emotional
Mm-hmm.
because I let it out finally.
Yes.
So, and he like took me to the principal, and I had to tell the principal. And even I was shaking up because I was scared, because I'm like, I was worried about I ain't gonna lie, I was worried about my dad. Like, man, they about to get on. But at the same
Right.
time, I had that fear because I was scared for so long,
Mm-hmm.
because what he put in me. So, yeah, but but it was a relief and stuff and everything to speak out about it. And now that I'm about to be 34 years old,
Mhm.
I definitely want to take it to a whole nother level, to bring awareness to a lot of people and a lot of children, because actually our children need our help.
Oh yeah.
All children, not just minds, but
Every.
every children on this planet needs help.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so it's crazy. It's definitely in different countries and stuff. Child's
Hmm.
brides. It's child's brides here.
Yeah.
And,
It is.
and it's crazy. And I'm like, this gotta stop. These kids don't know about sex. They don't know how to consent,
Right.
you
And
know.
exactly. And I think too, with a lot of parents, I mean, like these videos and things, that they allow them to be exposed to, because you have to allow your child to be exposed to things. They don't just,
Mhm.
I mean, a child is a child. They're going to look for stuff or whatever, but you allow them to be exposed to this music, these, lyrics, is, all of this
Mhm.
stuff. And they'll come and talk to you about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's no priority. First of all, I think children need to know that, hey, like you said, you tell your son, talk to somebody, come and talk to me, talk to the family, talk to somebody. A lot of kids, you know, growing up, of course, the parents, make you fear them. Fear is
Yeah,
not always a great thing,
yeah,
because they can fear you and hate you at the same time, right? You want them to,
yes,
respect you, respect your authority, but also know that they can come and talk to you about
exactly,
anything. But that's why kids be sneaking and, or go through things, and nobody knows about it, you know, because they don't feel like they can come and talk to the parents.
exactly. And I felt that way. Like that's how I was when I was a teenager. I was because I was exposed to sex such a young age,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have a word. So I allowed people to take advantage of me because what happened at home. So I didn't know how to say no. I didn't know how to, push people away. I was just froze,
Right,
and I froze up every time. So when I said no, I don't want to have sex, when they're like, no, just do, and I'm just, you
right.
know, I wasn't speaking out that time. I ain't had a strong, what you call it, a strong voice
Mm-hmm.
that time. I was a scared little girl. Like,
Yeah,
the
you were a
old me was
child.
very
Yeah,
scared. So,
yeah.
yeah, so that's the reason why, like, I really, me speaking out is also part of my healing
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. And this is the reason why I created this course. And I definitely want people to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this course is very important. It's not just um, any type of course. This is a course that's going to protect your family or people that you know, um, and be aware, know
Mm-hmm.
the signs. As I have course that signs about the pedophiles, that you would know how pedophiles are, how they like to groom,
Mm-hmm.
um, and how kids, and even kids that, because they exposed to sex and stuff, they also force other kids sex. So there's also lessons for that and everything, because I experienced it too. Like, had kids that I was a kid exposed me out with sex.
Yeah.
And I always said it, because what they know, somebody did it to them.
Right. But it's a cycle. It,
It's
it it is a cycle. A lot of times when things happen, it's because it's happened to them.
hmm
Not always, I will say, but for the most part, it's because something, of that nature has happened to them. So it's just like passing it down. But if someone has to, like you said, break the cycle, and someone has to speak out. So, thankful to your boyfriend back in school, that he kind of, helped you
yeah,
to get to that point,
shout
to
out to
be
him.
able. Yeah, shout out to the old boyfriend. Thank you, sir.
Like, thank
But
you for letting me speak out. That's all I had to say. Thank you,
yeah,
because if it wasn't him,
who
I don't
knows
know.
how
I just,
long,
yes,
yeah, you would have went.
and but I'm very happy and stuff and everything that I'm able to um go out and stuff and just speak and stuff. My goal is to hit schools
Mm-hmm.
to even just tell kids about the basic red flags that they should know if somebody has come to them the wrong way, or how they, if they not feel comfortable. And I am working on not just the course. My course be launching on April 4th. So
Okay.
hopefully
That was
everybody,
my question.
be prepared, but I'm also have a lot of things that I'm, not just the course, I'm definitely making this movement more
Yeah.
bigger as it is.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to like I am working on children books. That's in the
Mm-hmm.
making.
Yeah.
And so we can send out to schools. And my goal is to like, go to different like middle schools, high schools that want to take my course and everything. They can learn to teach teenagers and stuff at schools now, what they, I think people should know, like not just children, but I think teenagers should know how to protect themselves from
Right.
predators. And
Right.
then we can have the parents to teach the kids from predators too, as well. So I'm definitely trying to make it bigger as it is, and hopefully I can get uh, people to speak out, celebrities to speak out. Um, like that is the big goal for me, is to
Yes.
have a celebrity shout out my my movement and
Oh yeah.
everything, and tell about their story if something happens to them. So I'm definitely trying to get a lot of people to open up, to speak out, and use my name to hashtag, and tell their stories.
Oh
So
yeah.
I also created a group. I have a group, so y'all can add me on Facebook, and I can add y'all to the Facebook group, and so y'all can like be in the know. And it's a place that we can talk, like let it
Mm-hmm.
out, speak it out. We all here to support and comfort you, if you're going through it. And so yeah, so that's mostly what I'm got cooking right now.
Okay. It's okay. So the course is going to drop April 4th.
Yes.
Um, is it, you have chapters, or it's just, is it how is it set up? Is it interactive, or are you doing like the teaching part of it,
Well,
or is it just,
I would say it's gonna be interactive,
it
because
is?
like, well, I do have like a PowerPoint
Mm-hmm.
presentation. Like it will be like this shows different signs, but we also gonna be adding videos. So
Okay.
each lesson will have a video soon. So I'm also working on that to get that on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just it's gonna be good. I
Yeah.
got some feedbacks from some people that's like, they rooting for me, like, man, this is gonna be a good course when it go out.
Yeah.
And I'm just hope I get a lot of good feedbacks on it once everybody sign up for my course. And but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be more to it
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm like, it's every time, like right now it's still in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I want to launch in April, because it does bring it is a child abuse awareness month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it made perfect sense to
Yeah, it's
me.
perfect too. Yeah,
So
perfect time.
everybody can, everybody be in the know, but they be like, okay, I want to learn something, maybe I can protect my kids. And like this one story I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
tell you. I had a mom, she had messaged me and stuff, and it was sad and everything, but she said that her 3-year-old went through it
Mm.
by her dad. So that really touched me, like really touched me, and made me like very emotional with it, because I'm like a 3-year-old. Three,
Right.
you know, they not even developing. Like
Right.
that's
They
sick.
can't even, really talk or have a
Is it?
conversation. Like, how do we? Yeah, I don't
I have a
understand that
2-year-old.
mindset either. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I think with a lot of people, that's kind of what happened with them. So they're just kind of repeating that cycle
Yeah.
of
And she
trauma,
blamed
unfortunately.
herself too. She was like, I didn't know the sign. I said, no. I said, this is not your fault, because what you telling me, you putting a stop to it now. You seen the signs. Your daughter showed you the signs, and you pay attention, you acknowledge it
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Because when her daughter was telling her, yeah, daddy would play and fun of me, blah blah blah, she like, nah. She called the police, and I was like, you know what? I said, I congratulate you for doing that ASAP.
Yes.
So there is some parents will, you know, they see the signs, they gonna put a stop to it. And that's what makes me like, this is good, because your child don't have to go through the trauma the rest of her life, what I went
Yes.
through. You putting
Right.
stop now. She's 3 years old, but she may remember or she may not.
Mm-hmm.
But at least she gonna have a better life because you protect your baby
Right.
and
You took the
everything. And
stand.
so that's what matters and everything. Is like, and it's just not even about the course and stuff. I just want people to put a stop to it.
Right. It's
So
just awareness,
yes,
but the course is going to help you because it's
yes, the
going to
course
help you
is.
recognize the sign. Well, let's do this. What are, I know I don't want you to give away your course or give away the information, but what are like two things that people can watch for?
I would say two things. Having somebody that's being too nice to your kids, like,
Mm,
it's okay to be too nice. I would say no, no. Let me take that back. Is they being around your kid too much? Like, that's one flag. They're always around your child
mm,
constantly
right.
and buying things all the time. You know,
Mm. Showing extra attention to your
yeah,
child,
extra
basically.
attention. And also, I would say one sign I would probably just say, um, they like to put in your kid's ear, like, um, oh, like, I'm the only one there for you. Your family or friends don't care about you.
Mm, yeah.
Putting that into your kid's ear,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because that's happened to me. That's an example to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that was my real dad, but he still kind of groomed me to go against my mom.
Yeah. Made that division.
Yeah. And even my sister, my big sister, me and my big sister didn't have a great relationship till I hit 20, I think 23 years old. And
Mm.
that's when we had came together, and she apologized to me, but it was like that. But that ring person was my dad, because she's like, that put us apart, you know. And yeah, I admit, my dad put very negative things in my ear about my sister, my mom, to put us
Mm-hmm.
like apart, so I can always be around
And
him
right.
and
Yeah.
support him or have his back. And
Mm-hmm.
I just ignored like everybody else and didn't believe, I was like, nah, believe my dad, da 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 da. But I was brainwashed
Yeah.
as a child.
Basically. Yeah.
So me as an adult, and then me also doing my research and stuff about myself, I was like, whoa, my dad he groomed me. So and that's why I also put that towards, that's also part of the course and stuff, is grooming. Either way,
Mm-hmm.
how people will groom your child, your kids, teenager. You gotta
Mm.
watch that. You gotta watch out.
Which is kind of crazy. Well, it reminds me of an article or something I read where the guy was. I want to say he was a pastor somewhere, and the girl turned 18 and he married her, and it was like he had kind of been courting her throughout her teenage years up to that. Well, she's still a chap at it to me at that
Yeah,
point, but he had kind of been grooming her up to
yeah.
that point.
He been raping her. He been molesting her. No,
And
no
it's
doubt about it.
sad. So
No
would you
doubt
say a
about it.
sign could be if kids don't want to be around a person?
Yes.
So because
You
I
can you
think
can
that's
see you can
important.
see the what you call it. I'm trying to get the
Kind of like the
word.
awkwardness, I guess,
Yeah,
or
the awkwardness, and like, or if you see like, oh, kids be happy, but soon that person come in and they
change.
switch,
Yeah.
totally completely different. The expression and everything. You can tell. You can pay attention.
Right.
And like,
So it kind of boils down to the parent being observant
exactly. A parent need to observe their child all the time,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you miss that, and then you just like, you know, at the
Yeah.
ear of the other, or you're not really, you blind, like what I call
Hmm.
it, you can miss out on a child that's going through hell.
Yeah. And not even, yeah. And you basically contributing to them going through hell.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not,
You're not paying
because
attention. You didn't
we
ask them.
right, check on them, see how they feel, which kind of goes back where it used to be a time where, in order for you to go to someone's house, then you had to know the parent had to know the parent. Well, I ain't gonna say
Mm-hmm.
everybody's house, but a lot of times I know, you got who they mama, daddy, this thing or whatever, because
Yes.
you want to make sure it's a good environment for them. Now kids just kind of do whatever. They're growing up so fast, but you still want to have that communication with them, or let them know that, hey, come and talk to me, you
Yes.
know or you can come and talk to me, or if you don't want to be around this person, because a lot of times we be like, oh, go on and give such and such a hug, go on and hug, and it could be family. And like you said, maybe it's they family, but they not doing the right thing by that child, so that's why they don't want to be around them. So I think
Yeah.
children should be respected more, too. And this kind of ties into finances in a sense, because a lot of times people don't, when the kids or two and a guardian, they don't remove, or they be like, oh no, we ain't, they ain't happen or whatever, because they are dependent on that person financially. you know
Yeah.
that's their bread and butter or whatever, so they like, oh well, we can, their child, they'll be all right, but we got
Exactly.
that part. So
And that's how
that's
you lose relationship badly to your child. If you put that person first than your
mm-hmm.
child, because that child told you this person is messing with me, I won't care about the money. The money won't care. My kids, I'd rather be in the streets
Right, with
than
my
put my
kids is
kids
safe.
through the
Yeah,
trauma.
yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that's just me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. But there are parents that's like that. There are parents that just like they don't want to leave and stuff, so they rather sacrifice the kids for they living. And
Right, then
it's
have to start over, or
yeah.
whatever the case may be. Well, real quick, I know you're going to be in a documentary. You have that coming up also. So
Yes.
let's talk about this documentary. What's the name of it, or what? How do we find it? When will it air? What's going on?
Well, I'll start we start filming. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be next month or May, but the team is letting me know. But I am part of the documentary of telling my story, and so it's called like Silent No More.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's what makes it cool was it was the lady, her name is Lyrical. She's awesome. Like but I got in touch with her by my like friend I used to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and we do like video, like kind of like stages and stuff and everything, and videographer. So he, and I guess I started to post about my story, and he seen it, and he was like, look, you need to hit up Lyrical, because we about to do a documentary about child abuse, child sexual
Mm-hmm.
abuse. So I was like, okay. I hit her up and stuff, and we just clicked so well. And I told her what happened to me as a child, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, whoa. She's like, I'm going to speak to my team. We got to get you on and stuff, because you need to let this out. You need to speak this out to the world, because people need to hear your story.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so they got me part of their team, and we're going to be filming soon, probably between April or May. And then our goal is to get out to the networks, like maybe Life channels,
Mm-hmm.
Lifetime channels and stuff. Hopefully, or documentary shows.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna that's our goal, to get it out there. And but first, after the film, it's gonna be big. I got a
Yeah.
great feeling it's gonna be
Do you
big.
know when she's planning, or to
We,
have
we,
it
don't, we
wrapped
don't have
up
a
and out?
set we don't have a set date yet, but it
Mm-hmm.
is in the making. So we
Okay.
got other, because it's not just me telling my story. We got
It's
other people
others.
telling their stories and
Okay.
stuff and everything. And I think people are gonna be doing like reenactment to
Mm,
the,
okay.
what happened, or me explaining my story, but a reenactment, people probably gonna act.
Reenactment is
Yeah.
happening. Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm looking forward to that and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it because it's my first documentary, and when that get out, I'm be working on like my personal story and stuff and everything, or
Mm-hmm.
writing, trying to get somebody probably tell my story, because my story is, it could be turned out to a movie,
Yeah.
because I'm also writing my
A
book
lot of
as well, and everything details what happened to me at age 6 all the way to 17.
yeah.
And I was going to put disclaimer too, because I don't want, it probably trigger some people because they were through it. But
Right.
but I know one day my story will be a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta,
Absolutely.
it's I won't even say a great feeling. I just know it, because um a lot of stuff that I went through as a child, people be like, whoa, like,
Right. Wouldn't even believe it, I'm
yeah,
sure.
unbelievable. And me speaking out now, I got some people like my friends that like they never knew. I was like, I know I kept this as secret for so long
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I just never got a chance to like really just go to somebody or tell people how I felt. But
Yeah.
me letting out now, I feel, starting to feel a little better and stuff and everything. And I'm still going through healing myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still not perfect. I tell people I'm not perfect, but
Right.
me speaking out and then just going to people to let them speak out means a lot to me, and
Mm-hmm.
it's part of my healing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I know it'll be, a blessing to many people because, like you said, whether they're, older now, adults, children or teenagers or whatever, no matter what age, sometimes we need to know that somebody is out there.
Yes,
Someone has went through what we went through. Someone is willing to listen to us. Not just because sometimes you tell people things and you kind of get the blame. Well, if you hadn't have been doing, that type of thing, so it's good to have that support and to know that you're not alone in it.
hmm,
So I know the course is going to be great. I know the documentary is going to be awesome as well when it does come out. So guys, make sure you connect with her because we are all a village, and it takes everybody. Even if
yes,
you have not went through, you know, uh, in sexual abuse, still what it does not hurt you to learn or to educate yourself on what to look out for or think,
exactly,
and just be mindful of other children because the children are children. They're going to be here when we are all gone. Um,
exactly.
so whether it's your child or not. I also saw this clip. It was on Facebook, I think it was, but it was in another country where the little girl was somewhere. She was buying ice cream from a little street vendor, and the vendor was a lady. She realized that it was a car sitting like right there close to the thing because she was like off the street, but it was sitting like at the on the street with the door open, and an older guy. He was a probably, I don't know how old he was, but he was there like he was on the phone. And she watched the little girl walk off, but she kept her eye, she kept watching the girl, and then she saw the man like he was gonna go and like maybe push the girl in the door. So she ran up, grabbed, put her arm around the girl and walked the girl wherever she was going. But it's that type of
Yeah,
situation. It's that type of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say tenacity, but it's that type of attitude that we should have when it comes to other children because kids are kids. They don't always pay attention. They don't always know what to look for, or if someone is meaning to harm them or,
yes,
what their intentions may be. So, I mean, if we are keeping an open eye on, kids and what's happening around them as well, while we are in their presence, then we could stop a lot of things that, may be happening or that could happen. But as we get ready to wrap this up, Tasha, do you have anything else you want to leave with the people?
um I would say my website is still under construction, but it'll be almost done.
Mm-hmm.
So once my website is totally complete, um just add me on my social medias, and I will post my website. If people want to be on the email list and stuff to be in the know when the course will be launching,
Mm-hmm.
and just and just share it. It's like I would say, just share my posts. I have posts and stuff that speak about it, the messages and stuff, and I mean, it don't cost you nothing just to share the post and get the word out. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, it don't cost you a thing. So
Amen.
thank you again, for sharing. I greatly appreciate you. I'm honored to have you on here, sharing your story. It's going to touch a lot of people's lives, old,
Yeah.
young, and whatever in between.
Yes.
Um, so be sure to connect with her, you guys. Follow her social media. Stopping the Silence in Homes is the name of her movement or her organization. But she is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Her website will be, up and running shortly. The course will be dropping in April the 4th, exactly, right?
Yes. April
On
4th.
April the 4th, where you can, educate yourselves, educate your family. If you know somebody that's going through, I mean, buy the course and kind of, give it to them or, whatever. Because sometimes people don't have the resources to be able to get what they need. And if you got it and you can give it, why not? But thank y'all for joining us. And thank you, beautiful lady, for joining me. I'm going to put you in the green room as we wrap this up, right? And I'll be right back with you, okay?
All right. Bye.
All right, you guys. Thank you all again for joining us. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, whether you're catching it live or you're going to catch it on the replay, thank you so much. I hope you, found value in it. I hope you learned something that can help you help someone else. Or, and if you don't, if this doesn't apply to you, then pass it on to somebody else. But be sure to connect with her. Social media information is scrolling at the bottom. Like her page, follow her, support the movement because the children are the future, man. And if we don't help them, then who's going to help them? Right? A lot of us had to struggle coming up with different things because, you know, we didn't have the help, we didn't have the support, whatever the case may have been. But that doesn't mean you don't have to, do the same thing that was done to you, basically. But thank you all again for joining us on What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. I hope you're having an awesome week so far, and I hope it gets even more awesome for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will talk to you soon.